Reach in your pocket and look at what is in there. Most people will pull out a smartphone, as about 65% of Americans have one. Did you know you will look at your phone about 100 times a day? That adds up to almost 23 days out of a year. Smartphones can be used for good things, but unfortunately, most of the time, smartphones have a negative consequence. After owning a smartphone for almost half of my life, I have noticed having a smartphone and social media is taking a toll on the younger generations. I would like to share the importance of not spending the estimated 5 hours a day on your smartphone. First, I would like to explain how much teens rely on their smartphones throughout the day. Then I will explain how smartphones and social media are destroying the younger generations. Finally, I will tell you how these things can be fixed. First, I would like to explain how much teens rely on their cell phones. Smartphones are described as a smaller version of a computer. Most teens rely on them for many aspects of their daily lives. Many teens use their phones instead of a computer. Because phones are so easy to use, most teens rather use their phone to search something or go to a website on the internet. Personally, I did not have a working computer for 2 years, and I used my phone to do most things I would have done on a computer. Instead of socializing and talking to other people, most teenagers have multiple social media sites to keep up with what other people are doing on a day-to-day basis. Next, I'm going to discuss the excess drama that social media creates. It is a known fact that social media creates excessive drama. Most teens are influenced heavily by social media. Pew Research Center states that approximately 95% of teens have some type of social media account. Ashley from Drayton High School in North Dakota says that she feels more pressure to drink and smoke at a young age because she sees other people from her school post things on social media. She just wants to fit in and be like the other kids at her school. Social media was intended to be a useful way to network, but it ended up just stirring up more drama between high schoolers. Some social media sites are harmless and can even be beneficial. But too many high schoolers are using social media sites to get back at other people for cyberbullying and posting threats. Next, I'm going to discuss how smartphones take away teenagers' social skills. Every time a phone company comes out with some new feature on a phone, they are losing the capability to interact with people. Most teenagers would rather text than talk face-to-face or even on a smartphone. Texting allows people to have a conversation over a device so they never come in contact with people. I personally find myself texting very often, and I rarely talk to people over the phone. This creates a problem in the long run for teenagers. The newer generations are having problems communicating with other people face-to-face. When high schoolers are faced with problems, they tend to deal with it over the phone rather than talking to the person about the issue. There are ways to reverse this and create better communications between teenagers. The more you interact with people, the better your communicating skills will get. Now I'm going to discuss how smartphones affect the amount of sleep teenagers get. Teenagers are more sleep deprived now than ever before. The main reason is because teenagers use their phones while they are trying to sleep. Catherine Binley estimates that 80% of teens sleep with their phones next to them. When you cannot sleep at night, what do? You reach for your phone and play a game or search the internet. Scientifically, you need complete darkness for your brain to produce enough melatonin to sleep. Teens need more sleep but are getting less. Studies show that approximately 9 hours of sleep are needed every single night. The average teenager's amount of sleep is decreased to 7 hours just because of smartphones. It is not difficult to put your phone away while you're trying to sleep. Now that you understand the effects of the smartphones that have on teenagers, let's tie them together and make some conclusions. Smartphones can be used for positive things, but overall, they affect teenagers negatively. Smartphones can create excessive drama, hinder social skills, and create sleep problems. About 75% of teenagers experience these issues. As a teenager, you should watch and be aware of what you are posting online. Choose to talk to your peers more instead of texting, and have self-discipline and put your phone away when you're lying down at night. Smartphones may be viewed as having a negative effect on teenagers, but don't let this thing in your pocket have a negative effect on you.